Okay, good afternoon. I mean, in retrospect, the video on the subject of friendship was very important for me personally, and I think that sometimes, I mean, I and other people, like, I mean, people just, I mean, just feel disdain of even speaking about horrible stuff that happened to them as if it was their fault, and they're ashamed of things that were done to them, but it's really important that the cruelties, the systematic cruelty of the Israeli state will be exposed. And I mean, most of the people cannot really speak about it openly because of their circumstances. And I'm sure, I mean, everything that was done to me, I mean, nothing was invented for me, besides perhaps the hilarious habit of purposely infect me with diseases that I mean that they think that I'm immune to them. So I mean, so they will be able to see how I react to that, which is very funny, very funny. I think that maybe this thing is really an original gag that was designed and implemented solely with me, or as the the model recipient. But all other stuff, I mean, they do it to many other people as well, and people should talk. This cruelty is systematic and horrible, and the shame and humiliation is, I mean, they scream to the sky. And of course, the worst aspect is the treatment of young children, very young children, that the country purposely, detach them from their parents in order for so the process of, I mean, it's difficult to even say, but the process of socialization into slavery will be easier. Every day that this continues will be punished. Will carry punishment with it. And the recipients of these punishments will not be Israelis, as I said many times, because Israelis are done. They have no more credit. This will not continue. No. You will not be predators on the expense of our children. You will not do it. No. You mess with the wrong species now. Not that it's okay to do it to Titans per se, but I mean, now it's not only not okay to do it, but also, I mean, it's not okay to do it, plus giant spaceships that are already on orbit, plus ability to control the sun, like your own sun, like Shemesh, SUN, yeah, like a dimmer, plus many other cool stuff that you've already seen. This will not continue. Now, on a totally different subject. So yesterday, I mean, I had, or maybe it was earlier today, I had a remark regarding the white and brown backgrounds. And I've said that, I mean, it's reason, I mean, it's expected that, I mean, I will change even definitions, not only functional manual functional instruction, but also definition, because I mean, you understand that, I mean, again, we are dealing here with language. Even when we deal with very practical issues, it's still, I mean, it's an exercise of communication, as I always say. So I mean, it's reasonable that, I mean, definitions will change, even if they don't really change, I mean, but the practice by much, but they can really change it by important factors. So I knew, I understood that, I mean, I did not define the difference between the white and the brown well enough, and I need some more thought, I mean, to I needed some time to recall, a previous experiment that on my brain, but I needed to think about it, so I've done it, and also to put some effort into theory, which is very important, like devising theories. So first of all, as I said, white is the color of death when it comes like in layers, like תכריכים in בעברית. I don't know how to say it. Anyway, when it's transparent on white, it symbolizes birth. Like when the frame, the base, also the cover are because it's in. By the way, maybe I should say, I mentioned it very briefly, but it becomes more and more important that a lot of the stuff that many of the conclusions that I reached during the last year with regards to paintings and the hostel is full of intelligence. Of people of the intelligence community that they do the usual. The usual monkey circus of monkeys. Anyway, so noise is the ultimate and the most common weapon of the Israelis. So I was starting to say that so the difference between so white symbolizes death, but transparent. As I was saying that several conclusions regarding the symbolic language that I have, with respect to 2D, like in paintings, and also to flat bases like these ones. I understood later that they are applied to more like correctly into box, like when you use boxes. And this requires a little bit of imagination. I haven't spoken about it, but after you get used to that, suddenly it makes more sense than before. Like, for example, I used to say that black signifies space. Like it's actually very it's very simple. Like straightforward. That if you want to draw or paint starships, and so it's pretty. It could be argued it's almost universal, and it's got a good claim on universality. That the background will be black, and stars will be bright, and spaceship will be, I don't know, whatever, metallic or something like that. So, but this also applied to boxes. For example, if there is no light in it, it's like. I know I didn't mean to pry into this issue. It's let's keep it at that, and I just continue with the main thought of the difference between white and brown. So and brown is very important background because as I said many times before, it's the default background if you want to create something like in front of you, like right here, right now. And so initially I thought maybe it's because the ground is brown or at least on Earth. I don't know if it's everywhere. Everywhere is like it, but so I thought, okay, so Earth is an actor, by the way. His play is that he's like bordering in insanity, and he always tries to pick up fight with me, even though I just avoid him completely, because according to the theory of the Shabak, I am a really unstable person, and I should be like arrested and put in an asylum, and I can anytime my like according to the theory, and so I am so unexpected that anytime I could just be dangerous to my environment or something like that, and do unexpected stuff, and shout at people, and maybe even who knows what. So the way to actually prove it and test it, because my life is just a series of tests, is to send this actor that plays the lunatic part. It's inevitable that sooner or later I will, according to their thought, I will pick a fight with them, and then it will be shown to everyone that I am not that nice and intellectual prophet that I devilishly try to portray myself, but actually a person that belongs very strictly in closed asylum forever, of course. And with nurses taking his semen from him like an animal for the usage of benefit of the upper species of the earth. but actually, I didn't. I know it sounded like a complaint, but actually, it's a very nice place. I really like this place because I mean, there is one thing that is I really like about it, and it's the place that I mean, I'm not electrocuted because on my mother's apartment I was constantly electrocuted. So I mean, it's a great like I mean upgrade of like conditions of living and not being electrocuted. Where was I? So that's okay. So I mean, my initial conception was, I mean, like Earth, not like as a planet Earth, but as a ground, like things that are, I mean, in front of you, as opposed to, I mean, you know, the silver and the red frame. I mean, that are more like universal because and like now that I mean. And the black, which belongs in space. So brown, I mean, brown just in front of you. I mean, if you want diamond, or you want like a burger, like so. If the Paleolithic warlock in Venus, I mean, in Mount Vulcan, I don't know, is hungry and he wants like a burger and fries. I mean, he uses the brown background, so he'll get the fries and the burger in front of him. That's, I mean, that was the theory. It was naive because it's not, I mean, I understood it was naive, and I tried to like refine it. And after a lot of thought, and also I try to, I mean, to recall all sorts of like results from previous experiments, both like successful and less successful ones. I now understand that I mean, the difference is actually, I think, can be refined much better, to much, and also that in a way that perhaps will lead us to much like better practical results. And right now, I think that I mean, it belongs to the issue of birth that I spoken about, but it's kind of like metaphorically so. So in the TLDR that is that, I mean, when you use the transparent over like white background, this signifies birth in a way that, I mean, it signifies I want to say ex nihilo creation, but I mean those terms are now, I mean, loaded because, I mean, yeah, I already use them to, like, I mean, I mean, supposedly to contradict a strong important tenet of like human science. And I cannot say that, I mean, it comes from nothing, because then it will be implied that the neros are God, and I don't want to imply it, even though, I mean, sometimes it's helpful to think about it like that. And so, I mean, the ultimate definitions might be very difficult for us and perhaps out of reach with our current framework of knowledge. But in simple terms, when you use that, I mean, you are telling the neros to work in a very inefficient way of not using raw material that they perhaps have on the frame, on like the comparture, like the organized like witchcraft or symbolic picture, or symbolic like box with the element of material. So they should not use it, but they should gather the material using other ways, perhaps by I don't know. Perhaps it's just perhaps it's something to do with energy, and perhaps, I mean, they have other like methods of like procuring, or, I mean, getting access to material that they do not really, I mean, do not have, like, I mean, in front of them. Some sort of teleportation, which we already know that it is. I mean, it's not only theoretically, but it's practical. It's totally possible, because, I mean, many people in Israel actually use this already. I didn't. I never teleported to anywhere. But people in Israel actually did it. So it's possible. So, I mean, but it's very inefficient. So they can work very slowly and very inefficiently when they do it. But when they use the brown, the normal, as they say, then is like the default brown background. You're telling them, please do not do that, whatever this witchcraft is. Instead, it's also very complicated, but instead, go, I mean, try to use the raw materials that you perhaps have, like, on the background, or like on the framework. And we've seen very nice microscopic examples of it. And although this was this was one of the most important hints, like as a proof of this theory, that, I mean, we've all I think that I've only seen it in slides that were covered with the iodine solution, diluted with some other stuff that painted the slide in brown, actually. So this was a very important clue for me, and actually you can see that they actually, I mean, it's very nice. I posted two photographs of this phenomenon, of the mining phenomenon in my new site actually, like in the two microscopic photo galleries of, and in one of them you can actually see a Nero, like a single one, like a single miner, like the steadfast soldier that is like mining sellotape chunks, and it's very nice. And the other one is always seeing sellotape, but I mean, so we can actually see that they actually use the stuff. And how do I know that it's much more efficient? First of all, I mean, it makes more sense that, I mean, using the material that you have in front of you to build stuff is more efficient than doing like a magic or like God thing, I mean, or teleportation. But also, I mean, think about the most the slide that I always regarded, like, I mean, the state of the art, and the most, like, I mean, the museum grade slide, the one with the fly and with the many like cloned limbs in several like stages, and it's really an exquisite slide, and this one actually had the brown like ground, like floor, and also relatively a lot of material, because I didn't use at the time I didn't use the normal microscopic covers that I made of thin glass, but I used all sorts of sellotapes, and in that one it was actually a mess of sellotape, which is, I mean, it's considered like a totally bad practice. I mean, normal microscopic work. I mean, normal like laboratory person will not even consider using sellotape instead of normal covers, and certainly not several slides that are meshed up to several like layers that meshed up together. But in that, actually, in this specific slide, it proved to be very useful, because we can actually see that they used it, and we've seen it like and while they were working on it on different stages of the work, and that actually, I mean, it was, I mean, shown in the videos, and very impressively that, I mean, they take the sellotape, they bite it, I mean, they take this and they use it for their work. So yes, it's more efficient, and it makes sense, and also supported by evidence. All this, I mean, of course, should, I mean, direct us to, again, I mean, normally work, I mean, for normal projects that they do not involve like the space or the human body or causes of all sorts of like creatures. If you just want a burger or a diamond, I mean, use the brown background, unless, I mean, the material could not be, unless you don't have like the raw material, which is, I mean, I don't know at what level they can transform, like, I don't know, carbon, for example. I mean, what's raw material? I mean, we refer to the elements. I mean, if they have carbon, they can do whatever. I mean, carbon, you can create anything. When you create a person with carbon, and you create a diamond with carbon. So, yeah, I mean, so I'm not sure, like, I mean, do we deal with the molecular level, or maybe the atomic level, or, I mean, so there are many, like, questions that are still, like, I mean, open, even after this refinement of definitions. But, again, it's, we are setting like, but this definition is very helpful, because, I mean, we should all agree that even if we don't know to what level the neurons can manipulate a raw material that exists like in front of them, I mean, any level will be fundamentally different. I think, I mean, it could be argued, I mean, without like a doubt, that it would be fundamentally different than like the teleportation method, or the transformation of energy to matter method, I mean, which are, I mean, much more like, I mean, out of this world and hypothetical, and, I mean, in order to understand how it's done, I mean, probably, I mean, these are, I mean, several of the issues that I mean, logically, I mean, I don't know that for certain, but it makes sense that it will be harder to understand the theory behind it, I mean, based on the current, like, physical knowledge that humankind possess. Okay, so that will be all for now, and wish me luck, because I really need money. Like, I mean, I don't have any money. My mother doesn't cooperate, and the situation is dire.